Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. I hope you guys are doing well here. It's good to be with you. All right, it is 9:30 at the moment. Good morning, Savage. I see you right there, Sammy. Brett, I see you there. Jules, I see you there. I see Reshmi, Sia. I see Tepo's there. All right, guys. Are you guys ready to go? I am. Let's get our disclaimer running, guys. A lot of opinion, especially with NFP coming out tomorrow. Please do not construe this as advice in any way. To the lovely Tundi, thank you very much as always. Good morning. I hope you're doing well on your side T. Again, when I see you there as well. All right, guys. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move. Very interesting setups that's happening before NFP, guys. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of fundamentals, or at least chatting, about some of the fundamentals here, guys. And then we're going to get into some of the charts. All right. Um, I see. All right. Hold on. All right, Tanya, I see you online as well. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good morning. Good morning. All right, traders, are you ready? Quickly put in the chat facility. And don't forget the likes. Don't forget the likes. Don't forget the likes. Let's put it on there. Let's get the likes. Let's get the likes. All right, let's see. Can everybody hear me here? Let's make sure you can hear me. You can see me. Like the stream, right, guys? Like the stream. Like the stream. All right. All right. Okay, so a quick look at the markets here. From a fundamental angle, guys, we know that the biggest story, this week, for that matter, a lot of the other weeks before the Middle East, we've seen some of the tensions start to ease there after Oman and Iran agreed on temporary shipping routes through the Strait, guys. And that gave the markets a bit of relief. I've got the oil price on now, and they gave the markets a bit of a relief there because it does mean that more oil can flow again. And even though it's not a full reopening yet, we're seeing that the result is that the oil price, obviously, from yesterday we saw it's been falling, and that's important because cheaper oil means less inflation pressure around the world. And so, with inflation concerns coming down a little bit there, guys, traders have also backed away from expecting aggressive interest rate hikes from the Federal Reserve. Just last week, markets were expecting two more rate hikes this year, and now they're mostly pricing in only one. All right, and that's a very interesting one. Then, all right, so we will definitely see how that's moving. All right. All right, there we go. All right, Sammy, I see you there. All right, Gaywan, Ash, how's that bigger TF? And yeah. We're gonna get there now. We are setting up quite right there with the trading room. Not the trading room, the NFP. We're gonna get there in a sec. All right, but let's just quickly push on here with the fundamentals, guys, and just get that one out of the way because then we're charting for the rest of the day. We know now, guys, with this oil price, what we had anticipated yesterday, it had moved spectacularly to the upside here yesterday, came back, obviously resisted, failed to really push above. And the pullback you can see has come back to the zone, and we're now just moving sideways. And with that sideways momentum, guys, there's a support that's building up right here. Now, remember, guys, what we want to do is we want to be clear with the correlations, all right? That when the oil price pushes up, and I'm referring to the context of where we at right now, all right? All good, T. Let me hold on for me, guys. Let me just sort T out here. All good, T. Let me just sort the darling Tandy out. All right. So, guys, in the context of what we are seeing now, all right, And what we've been seeing with the oil price, there's been a strong correlation with the dollar, talking about the DXY. We've seen that when the oil price rallies to the upside, we have a stronger dollar. Now remember the stronger dollar now. Remember, we're speaking about the economic side now and what that does to the instrument, okay? So when the oil price runs up and it becomes more expensive, the US dollar itself, the DXY, also becomes stronger. Now, when the US dollar becomes stronger, you must remember there's many of the items are priced in dollars. All right, we have the oil price in dollars, gold is in dollars, even the US Treasury yield in the US pushes up. All right, this means inflation. If oil goes up, you got to spend more to get your product. Are we together? Because the manufacturing becomes expensive. The logistics, not only manufacturing, it's the logistics behind after the product is done to actually import, even to export, guys. Everything becomes more expensive. So that then causes inflationary fears. With inflation going up, the Federal Reserve's mandate is to keep inflation under control. So what they need to do then to balance the equation, because if inflation is high, there is less spending. There's less spending in the economy. So they need to get some money elsewhere. All right. So what happens is they will give the interest rate a hike. Investors will come. Then government bonds start to flow now. All right. Government bonds, investors will buy them for millions at a fixed interest rate at that particular time, etc. All right. So that means that we're going to see the dollar strengthen with the oil price because of the tie to inflation. Now, remember, it goes even deeper than that. We know that the gold, all right, guys, not the gold, sorry, the dollar is the global reserve currency. So, because it's the global reserve currency, we know that there are many other facets inside of it being the global reserve currency that impacts the trade around the world. As an example, we have the SWIFT. SWIFT is beyond border payments, and obviously you're finding that the US dollar is very prevalent and very strong in this particular area. Are we together? All around the world, currencies are converted into dollars and it's moving amongst the banks, and that's important. That's how we're tying the oil to the dollar and why it's increasing. Now, if we see the oil price push up, now what's giving the oil price the fluctuation? It's the Strait. All right, guys, the Strait is very, very important because through there's a chunk of, when I say chunk, I'm talking trillions of US dollars that flow through the Strait, which should every single day. All right, and that is the manufacturing. I'm talking from Middle East all the way to China, and we are referring to Europe. We are referring to the West. They all make use of the Strait. Now, if the Strait is closed, there's no oil flowing. If there's no oil flowing, the demand becomes more. When the demand becomes more, the price shoots up. So with that price shooting up, which, guys, I'll be honest with you here, and I think Gaywin alluded to that earlier on, because that bigger pullback now that Gaywin is referring to there in the comments is what I'm alluding to here with a stronger dollar. If gold pulls back, then it means that specific reaction is coming from somewhere. So as a trader, you need to pinpoint where the reaction is coming from. So everything at this point in time, where we're standing now, is hinging off the oil price. I'm not trading the oil price. I told you yesterday, I'm trading around the oil price. So you can see here, there's a lot of divergence that is here at this area over here. A lot of divergence. Can everybody hear me? I hope everybody can hear me. Let me just make sure that everybody is there. Everybody can hear. Let's quickly get, guys, we only got about 9 likes. Quickly, let's like the stream there quickly, guys. It doesn't take a lot. All right, just it's a quick like. Let's feed the algorithm. Tahito's on. So I'm making sure that I am running with Tahito right here. So quickly like that, guys. It doesn't even cost 10 cents to do it. All right, I'm using that as a nice comparison. It's going to cost you nothing. Okay. All right. So if the oil price strengthens here, then we have some form of setup. Now, guys, what are we waiting for then for NFP? Because that is what we are going to do today. We are looking at the probable outcome of a possible stronger dollar. That's very important. All right. That's important. So, to give us the probability there, we are seeing a lot of divergence in the oil price, meaning there is a chance that price, if it pushes above yesterday's high, then tomorrow we could be getting some more movement. And guys, I'm being specific here. I'm saying if today we push above yesterday's high, even if it pulls back, it's fine. That's a high. A higher high today is going to give us structural movement for tomorrow. Please make sure you understand that if we get a higher high today, even if it pulls back like this today, it doesn't matter to us. It's okay. Even if it pulls back and it does this again, it's okay. Because anything can happen after the higher high is done. So we'll be looking to see, do we push above or do we stay beneath? Now, that's the first scenario. Here's the second scenario. Okay. Price could do this today, Brett, Young Sunny, Will. Price can do this today. It can move sideways like this today. And it never breaks yesterday's high, right? Doesn't break yesterday's high. Then tomorrow comes. Early in the morning, as an example, we break the high. Do you see that? So that is the other scenario there. That's a very important point. Another thing that we can expect here, if price does this, I'm giving you 3 scenarios already. Maybe price breaks below here today. And it does this. Look at this. There. Comes down. And then tomorrow, we see that. That's important. Are we together, guys? We see that. And as price is doing this, guys, hold on. That's tomorrow now. You guys see this? And then that. It can do this. There's 3 scenarios. So what we are looking at what or which scenario will play out. Do we break above? Do we stay inside and then break tomorrow? Or do we break down below and then tomorrow we push up, depending on the data, because we're not 100% sure yet, right? Now, what's important to know is that even although we are looking at 3 scenarios, I've just given you 3. There's 1 pushing up, or 2 and then push up, or 3 we push down. This is all 3 scenarios is going to gather a lot of contracts. A lot of buyers and sellers are going to be activated. Whether 1, 2, or 3 happens, a lot of buyers and sellers are going to be what? Activated. So we are not getting lost in the 3 scenarios. Our focus is when the oil price goes up, the dollar strengthens. When the oil price comes down, the dollar weakens. That puts us in a position to understand what we need to do when the NFP arrives. When the NFP arrives, that is what we are focused on. We are not focused on which scenario plays out. We are focused on what happens at that moment, that hour when we go live with the NFP. We will look, is the oil price ascending? Is the oil price descending? It doesn't matter what it does today, because today's today. Is everybody clear on that, guys? Let's pause there quickly. Let's make sure everybody understands that is our focus today, is to see possibly do we get the first, the second, or the third scenario. But irrespective of which scenario plays out, we are gunning for either a stronger oil price or a weaker oil price. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for probable movement now. All right. Now, let's do scenario 1. Let's say the oil price pushes to the upside. Now let's go to gold. Now you guys remember yesterday I spoke to you about my area here. I said to you that 4,279 is the place where I would like to be. All right? I would love to get in there. Why do I want to get in there? Because it is a massive move to the upside. That was the higher, more longer term movement that I am absolutely happy about. All right. On the 4 hour, you can see here we've gone in. On the 3 hour, on the 2, the 1, there's been some movement to the upside. Let's see the 6 hour. 6 hour not, 8 hour not. So you see, on the much higher time frames, there's a bit of a rejection. Now, that rejection, all right, is exactly what we could be seeing first tomorrow with the NFP. That is an impulse that we're seeing right there. Now, what happens next to an impulse? Pullback. That's a very important point. There's a pullback there, okay? Now, where are we seeing this pullback possibly take place? On the shorter time frames, which we have here. So look what price has done. We were looking for the 5-minute close. I said to you guys, I can't get in. Now, the past 2 days, do you guys remember I had to keep moving my analysis up? It came from here. I had to move it up again. And look, I need to move it up again. Now, do you see that, Brett? So here we thought, okay, here's the pullback coming. All right. Then I had to move it up a second time, which is there. And now I need to move it the third time now. Now, that third time movement, it's because it kept on extending. It kept on extending. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change back. All right. Hold on. Oh, sorry, wrong. Apologies, guys, wrong. Lots of divergence. Look at this. Hold on. Lots of divergence. And remember, I'm dealing with this impulse over here. All right. You guys see that? I'm dealing with this impulse over here. Now it's clear as daylight. You can see there's a lot of movement to the upside still, which is that movement there. Let me just zoom out. That movement there. But I'm going to be looking for this movement now. All right. If I go in, there we go. Now I'm not looking to trade the entire impulse. In fact, what we want to see today is, do we think that price is going to give us a little bit more of a correction here? So here we go. I'm only going to be looking at that 38 area right there. That's it. All I'm looking at for now. I think that's pretty clear, right, guys? Oh man, this is really interesting, guys, because there is really still so much upside here. This is a temporal movement. This is just a temporal move. Let me make this blue here. Now, guys, I'm not going to get into gold today. I'll be frank with you guys. I'm going to be waiting a little bit, just a little bit longer. So it's already, see this, I already see price pushing to the downside here, guys. It's absolutely as clear as daylight that there is definitely downside here. Look at that. Lots of divergence to about 4195. Okay, 4195. But here's the thing. I'm not fooled by today because, guys, 4195, if I go back to the hourly frame, if I zoom out, all right, versus, let me just put 4195 here. 4195.53. So what I'm essentially saying to you guys that if price closes today and the oil price goes up, there's a high probability we come down here. That's 4197, sorry, 4195. There we go. Do you see that? Is everybody clear? I think that is a very, very, very important point. All right. So Okay, hold on. Remember, bread. Again, one the 50 is also good, or even the 38. Yes, maybe just the. So you see here, guys, why I'm not going. Maybe just to speak to the 50 area there, right? Is because if the oil price today strengthens, let's say it strengthens. Let me just take this off so that I can give you. Let's just say this happens. Let's say this happens today. Price does that. All right, pushes up. And from that upward momentum there, we have price coming down to the 4195. Do you see that? Now, as price comes down to the 4195, oil does this. And guess what happens to that gold price again? The gold price from that 4195 now, from there, we start to push up. Now, guess what? Look how that puts buyers in again. Once again, buyers. Buyers, buyers, buyers. Are we together? Buyers, buyers, buyers. But then you find tomorrow, so price starts consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. Do you guys see this? Consolidates. And then tomorrow we get this. What automatically happens here, guys? From there, a deeper movement. Do you guys see that? You see that? So we have to be very careful. That's why I did the 38 and I did not do the 50. That's why I didn't do the 61. I did the 38 because that is me monitoring and putting a metric in place to manage the movement as much as I possibly can. All right? As much as I possibly can. If we had trillions of dollars on this call right now, then we can move the market. Yes, we were able to move the market, right? Because I mean, trillions of dollars, guys. We more than 30 people on here. If we had more than $30 trillion, all right, in this room right now, we can move gold wherever we want. But because we don't, we have to manage our expectations. So the oil price at this zone is going to mess people up. Because it's moving sideways, it's going to mess people up. So watch it very carefully today. All right? I'm going to leave this here. Why, Ash? Why are you going to leave it there? Because we want to monitor. Do we stay inside? Do we move sideways? If we push, we're going to see it all happen today. And it's good that this is very important, guys. And it's good that we are doing it this way. Why? Because what happens here is that it's real time, and it allows you to understand things better as well. All right. Now, with that being said, let's go to some of our major pairs now, because we understand the relationship with the oil and the gold price at this point. Now let's go to our Forex pairs. Now here is the disclaimer with that. Just because the gold price is reacting with the oil doesn't mean that the FX pairs are going to do the same thing. All right. The NZD USD has not moved yet. The oil price has moved up. And I'm explaining to you why. When the gold price moved up, NZD USD has the base currency as the Kiwi. It's got the US dollar as the quote. The gold price has the gold as the base, and it's got the US dollar as the quote. So by virtue of correlation, by the book, when the gold moved up, NZD also had to move up aggressively, but it did not. All right, GBP USD, the same thing here. And I'm looking at them all on the same hourly frame. Hourly frame, big movement on gold, and Kiwi dollar nothing, pound dollar nothing, Euro USD also did not move like gold. So the correlation, it is not accurate this time around. All right, let's quickly go there to silver. That's Sekwane. Guys, just give me a second here quickly. Give me a second. All right, let's go to silver here, guys. Apologies. Let's go to silver over here quick. I just want to check out silver. Let's see Kwane there. Let's quickly go look. I hope I got your name right, my friend. Please forgive me if I don't have it, okay? Let's quickly look at silver here. And I'm also going to be checking silver out on a 1 hour. Yeah, look, same as gold. Big move over there as well. So can you see the Forex pairs did not move like the silver and the gold. So the correlation is not there at this point in time, guys. Please understand the difference there. There's a lot of guys, they're going to say to you, I am buying the gold, I'm buying Kiwi dollar, I'm buying pound dollar, I'm buying silver, I'm buying all of them because they all know it's not the truth, guys. It's not the truth, all right? Gold is moving up because of geopolitical tension as well. It's a safe haven asset. Are we together? Are we together? So when there is tension in the world, many people move away from the dollar as an example, and then they move into gold. So for different economic reasons, they are moving differently. All right. NZD USD, they're also dealing with inflation and interest rates. If they hike those interest rates, New Zealand dollar can push up. If they cut them or they remain unchanged, the dollar can strengthen because they still need to hike the rates. So anything can tip from one point to the other. So Kiwi dollar, nothing here. Pound dollar, guys, we're still at the same place of yesterday. That's what I'm saying to you. We must be very careful. Euro dollar came up, still at the same place of yesterday. Same resistance, guys. So nothing has actually shifted over here. I'm seeing BTC. Yeah, look, Sammy. Look, I'm not looking at BTC that much. All right. The reason for that is because at this point in time, BTC is still stable where it is. All right. It's not moved significantly. Where's BTC? Let me just go there because there we go. BTC is exactly where we were a couple of days ago. All right. So this is not a movement like gold. That's why I'm not looking at it right now. All right. When it starts moving above this area there, that's when we're going to start saying, all right, now we have momentum. It's recovering right now. So I don't want you to be moved by all the fluctuations you see inside here. Plus, this is a daily frame. If the daily frame stays here, it's okay. We just leave it for now. The moment it breaks above there, then we say, okay, now let's go into it and see what's happening. It's still recovering from that entire move, that entire pullback. It's still recovering. Okay, but don't worry. As we do go along, we'll check in on it here and there. For now, it is stable, my friend. Okay, so guys, NZD USD, no craziness here. This is all setups for tomorrow. Just so you know, all right? Are we together? Hold on. I'm getting some intel here. BTC waiting. This is from Macau. This is my brother. Clarity Act, beautiful. BTC is waiting for the final verdict on the Clarity Act. Got you, my brother. Thank you very much for that. So it's poised at this. It's just really relaxing at this point in time. Okay, let's wait for the Clarity Act to give us the verdict. All right, as to the movement of BTC or this cryptocurrency, and then we're gonna get in there and look at some more. All right. So if we even go to the AUD USD, let's go and check out what the AUD USD is showing us, guys. Because remember, over there, they're also looking at possible rate hikes. It's 70 cents now. 70 cents of US is giving us a Aussie dollar. Look at that movement there. So we pushed up. Let me quickly go. This is to do with gold, by the way. The reason why the Aussie is looking like this, it's because of gold. It's also a commodity-driven currency. That's why the Aussie has given us these major movements over here. It's because of the close connection with gold, okay? And I'll show it to you quickly. I'll show it to you. There's the gold moving up. 1, 2, Aussie, 1, 2. All right. So if the Aussie comes down, you can also use that as a metric for the gold. Please make a note of that, guys. Exactly, Anthony. It's gonna give us action. It's gonna give us action. That's what we also see here. All right. So AUD USD looking quite similar to gold, just a little bit ahead. So we're watching it carefully. Then we have the AUS 200, guys. Guys, we have not moved past the 9192 area. We've not moved past it. Look at that. The NAS 100 did go down. You can see that we were spot on there with the shorts right there to the zone, still anticipating price to go down. However, it's now creating some divergence to push up possibly. Look at that, for a lower high, so that we can have structure. Structure. Remember, we're looking for structure. That's important. All right. So let's wait and see if it does do that, because from there, if the dollar does strengthen, we finish the move over there, which gives us the lows now. You see that? It gives us the lows. So let's wait and see if this really happens. It's going to be interesting, but it's nice to look at the charts before, because when it does play out tomorrow, it gives us great perspective. All right. The same with the US 30. It just looks very bearish right now. Look at that. Look at that. It has not broken and gone past that 54 again from yesterday. So this could be a very, very deep drop over years. All right. If it drops like this, don't say we did not say anything. Look at that big drop possibly here for a higher low. That is extremely, extremely interesting. Then the S&P 500. This one moved nicely as well, I must say. You can see here, guys, it's also moved nicely, but it has similar tendencies like the NAS 100 now. It also has the divergence that seems to be coming up here, and we could also get exactly the same thing, moving up first and then come down. Now, yesterday, we chatted about this at the 6 o'clock, and I drew all these specific zones here, and I said to you guys, the only way we see price going further up is if we break and close above this zone. It did not. In fact, it closed beneath and came back down again. So this was us looking at the minute frames here. That's what we were doing last night at 6 o'clock. So all the guys that joined in at 6 o'clock last night, this is what we were busy with. Price moved up nicely. I was in a short here. I took my profits, and I mentioned to the guys the reason why I'm taking my profits is because we started on the minute frame and we went into this chart. Literally, we went into this chart right here. I took my profits at the bottom and I said, I'm taking it because we started to move up and the correction came in and I was much closer to my entry. So I didn't want to, break even too much. I wanted to make a bit of profits. That's why I took it. And so you can see price. This was the line that was needed, or at least the zone that was needed to break if price was to go further up. It did not. In fact, it resisted at that area and it came back down again. It has not been to that zone since. Look at that. Look at that. So this year we are anticipating price to be pushing down a little bit. All right. But again, it has similar tendencies to that of the NAS. So we could push up and then come down again. So this is going to be an interesting move, guys. Let's just watch it. All right. Then we got the USD JPY, guys. Still got the profits still here. Price is still doing good. It has not moved. We had thought that, listen, price might come down because we saw divergence. But again, classic setup for NFP. Classic setup for NFP, guys. All right. Exactly. Yeah. Brett, waiting for re-entry. Yes. So this is classic setup for NFP. Now, what can happen here is this can happen and we get buyers. Our move is done, right? My move will be done here. But there'll be buyers now that's going to want to take it, obviously, further up. Now, NFP can do this. Can do this, and then that happens. This can happen today, by the way. This first move here can happen today. Let me show you. First move today. All right. And then tomorrow, hold on, this is what can happen. This can happen today. Tomorrow morning, price can do this. Do you know how mentally, or do you know how panic sets in at that time? Price does that. All right. Does that tomorrow morning before NFP. You know how many buyers are in here? Do you know how many sellers are in here? Do you know how many pendings are there? How many pendings are here? How many stop losses are sitting here? How many stop losses are sitting here? Guys, it's creating mayhem in the minds of traders. So let's watch this very carefully. And this goes the same for NZD JPY. All right. It goes the same for Euro JPY, CAD JPY, GBP yen. Now, what's interesting, price can all do this today. price can literally do this today. Now, if it does that, I'm going to be very happy. I'll be very happy. It just should not do this. If it does that, all right, then obviously I have to get out. Then I have to wait for price to start recovering again back above that area over there. Once it's recovered, that becomes a great point. So it's going to be interesting to see today. But all of them look similar. Look at that. All of them look the same. Except for AUD. All right. That CAD, look at the USD CAD, you guys. The impulse has the pullback and it's gone very deep. So there's a lot of sellers that have come in here now, but it has not broken the foot of the impulse. Don't forget that. This is an impulse. That's the pullback. All right. It's not broken the foot of that area yet. It's not. The fact that it created a new high above that one is very important. The fact that it did not go down to this area is very important. It's actually just come back to this area over here, retested that same zone. From there, there's a strong movement that can go back up. So let's watch this. USD, CAD. USD, CAD. Let's go further. Let's go further. USD Swiss franc. Now here, impulse, pullback. It's already given us a pullback. Look at that. Looking at 0.84731. 0.84731. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens here because we are well above here, past the 80 cents. We're waiting to see what happens at that particular time. So really, guys, it's at this point, it's just movement that is happening before the NFP. All right. And then here's the USDs. Finally, we've come down to the 1629. There was a big delay when it rallied to the upside, but eventually we came down. Look at that, straight down to the 1629, spot on. This is a very, very dangerous pair to trade if you're trading the exotics. Remember, these are more for swinging. If you're going to be scalping them, you're going to find the margin is a little bit more, even the spread. So to swing, these pairs are very nice. They give a lot of money as you swing from there to there. As an example, you can get and make a lot of cash with swinging the exotics. Okay, when they're moving like this and they are doing the choppiness and the consolidation, be very careful because they can give you a whoopsaw and then go the other way. So they can do this and then go the other way quickly, and that can become a problem. I mean, look at those spikes. Look at that. Let me go to one here. Look at the spikes here. See that spike there? So imagine here it goes down. You sell because you think we're gonna go down there, and it goes the other way. It's taking you out completely. So be very careful when you're trading exotics, okay? And then lastly here, guys, just a quick one. Lastly here, AUD NZD, still seeing the downside here. It's still looking very bearish, swinging it down. I'm still in trades here. I am in profits here. I am just waiting at this point in time. Same with the GBP AUD. I know T, is also keen on this one here. Shorts still here. I'm swinging it from that high down to this low here. That is definitely still the case, from 1.91 to 1.88. I think that is a very, very, very important one over there. And then we have the NZD CAD. Also there, we have now pushed down, I mentioned to you guys, from 0.82459 to 0.82037. Now, I must say this to you guys, all right? I must say this to you guys. You know, when you are swinging a trade, it's so easy to be making money with swinging a trade, guys, because then there's less noise. One, there's less noise. And obviously the liquidity, or at least the movement in that specific area, when there's wicks, it can take you out and then move in your direction. But when you're swinging, what kills the guys in swinging is the time. All right, guys, what kills the guys with swing trading, what kills them is the waiting part, the lack of patience. But swinging trades are extremely lucrative, guys. They are extremely lucrative. You can really make a lot of money with swing trading, but again, the time aspect kills the guys. Guys want the fast stuff, the NAS, the US 30. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's fantastic. But you're going to find that if you are going to be scalping the whole day and you're not very skilled in it, all right, you can spend a lot of money because of stop losses that it's going to take out, keeps extending like we saw. I mean, the gold kept on extending. NAS kept on extending. Look at this, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Remember the divergence here. When you look at this divergence is the sign to you that there are sellers coming in. But when price keeps on extending, now imagine you keep selling at this point, then price goes up. Then you sell again, then price goes up. Then you sell again, then price goes up. 3 times using shorter time frames, it extended. This can blow your account, guys. Is everybody tracking with me here, guys? I hope everybody's tracking there. This can blow your account versus if you swing trading, you have further distances and you just need to apply patience now. That's it. So please think about that, guys. Think about it. The thing with swing trading, you can also do partial profit taking. All right, that's not a problem at all. And obviously, we'll be showing some of that, you know, in our Zoom classes as well. Look at the NAS 100 now. Look how it's starting to descend. The S&P should be coming down as well. Look at that. So our analysis is good. It's spot on. Obviously, what we're just waiting for is to see more of the developments before the NFP. All right, but we'll be back at midday. Let's see how it goes now, guys. Remember, watch the oil price very carefully. This is going to be our guy that we're going to be watching the whole day, doing updates on the oil price, because this guy is going to put a lot of guys. Look at this, because this one is going up. All right, because the oil price is going up. Let's see what's happening with the others over here. AUD USD coming a bit down. So the euro, the pound, and the AUD is not coming down, but the indices are coming down. Ooh. Indices, so there's definitely a big disruption in the correlation, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if it breaks today's highs. This is today's high. Let me just place it there. Actually, you know what? Let me quickly put this on for you guys. Trading sessions, yes. Another indicator. Here's the trading sessions, right? We got the London. There's the Asian. So the Asian session made a high. There's the high in the Asian session. So yesterday's high was made in the London. And it pretty much did not trade. That's yesterday, the London. New York could not pass. So here we have Asia, high, London, the overlap. You can see the overlap there. Let's see if it breaks through on the overlap. When we get back at midday, the Asian session will be done. It will be London running only, and we'll see if the London breaks. All right, we'll see if the London breaks, because the high was created around 25 minutes after 1, sorry. So at around 1 o'clock, all right, that's when the high was created. Let's see at 1 today if the same thing happens. It's very important, all right. We will definitely explain that. Yes, we will. Not a problem, Ankizar. We will. All right. Swing trading, yes. So that's why, guys, if you have a specific occupation already, trading is fantastic with swinging. If you're running a business, swing trading is fantastic. All right. There's nothing wrong with scalping, but remember, the risk will always be higher. If you are scalping minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it will be higher. And you can't be doing something else whilst you are busy scalping, because you can lose your money. Many guys tend to go in very heavy with scalping so that it just moves about 20 pips, and then they get out and they're done with that asset. They move on to the next. So it's like tasting from a buffet. But swing trading is more like, here's a meal, I'm going to sit down with it, I'm going to enjoy it, etc. Take your time with it. So you need to decide what works for you, guys. You need to you have to do that, because that helps you in the trading rooms. Soon enough, guys, remember, now I'm dealing with the scalping aspect right here. Why? Because of the fluctuation. But guys, in the coming trading rooms, there's going to be more swing trading happening as well. So there'll be assets where I'm swinging them, like the GBP AUD, like the AUD NZD. I'm swinging those. So there's about 2 there. Even the BTC, I'm swinging that one. But all the others is a bit more of a scalp. It's more of intraday movement. But there'll be a mixture coming up. The reason why I'm doing it now, is because of the NFP and the Middle East. The fluctuations, I'm using that as an advantage to show some of the guys that like to scalp some of the skill that they can actually develop whilst the volatilities in the market. All right. So guys, I'll see you guys at 12 o'clock, the midday report, or the midday drive, as Tandy puts it, and we'll take it from there. All right. But we were good today. Thank you for all those likes there, guys. Let's do the same at 12. All right. I'll see you guys at midday. That's 12 o'clock, and we'll see what the oil price has done. All right. Have we broken through the London or not? We'll see at 12. Have a good one for now. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.